And more companies are making plans to return to the office. GM plans to rebuild a new $71 million campus in Southern California. One of its top execs said, virtual work can only get you so far. TikTok is asking employees in the U.S., UK, and Ireland to spend 3 days a week at the office. And Google is reopening its California offices on a voluntary basis. Gil Borok is the CEO and president of Colliers U.S., a leading commercial real estate firm, and he joins me live from Los Angeles via Skype. Great to see you.
You too. Thank you.
So your firm is paid to fill offices. So I'm curious how that's going and where are occupancy levels, at least from your view?
Yeah, thank you. It's very topical. Look, it's slow going still, but a lot better today than maybe even 2 or 3 months ago. There is definitely a return to work. There is definitely a return to cities. If you take New York City, for example, just this morning I was reading and confirming my thoughts around the fact that demand for apartments is going up significantly, and the incentives to get people into apartments from landlords are going down. So that's a very good sign in terms of the working population returning to New York. Of course, they will return differently to the office, but it is a very good sign that more and more people are being called back and offices are starting to fill up. And that's, I think, going to be an ongoing trend here throughout the summer until Labor Day, when a lot of companies are, or right after Labor Day, a lot of companies, including Colliers, are requiring employees to come back to the office.
But as many stories as you're hearing about people coming back, there are stories of many companies retreating, meaning allowing employees to full-time work from home. There is expected to be a change even when autumn comes. How can your company prepare for that?
Yeah, look, I think that we are going to, at least for the foreseeable future, have a different way of utilizing the office. There's a very popular belief that the office will be more of a gathering place, more of a place for meetings and interaction to drive collaboration, to drive culture and that sort of thing, but not using it as a 9 to 5 every day the way it was historically. The term that's being used generally to describe this is some kind of hybrid approach to using the office, allowing folks more flexibility to not have to come in every day and to not necessarily come in at set hours, but the vast majority will be coming back, I think, for some portion of the week, probably 3 to 4 days.
To fill vacancies, is Colliers looking to maybe be a little bit more creative and maybe offer lower prices for spaces? Are there incentives for leases or subleases?
So we broker transactions and manage buildings and are not landlords ourselves, but we represent a number of landlords. And yes, there have been incentives to bring occupiers back to the table and to entice occupiers to sign leases. Those are diminishing as the demand for space goes up. Then the market sort of moves more toward or in favor of the landlord versus the tenant. So there have been incentives. I think more importantly, the incentive to bring people back in will be, as I mentioned, around flexibility and amenities and making the experience of going to the office that much more pleasant than it might have been historically. And I think that is what's going to drive people back to the office in the short term.
You have your finger on the pulse of your industry. Do you think the next economic crisis is empty retail space as retailers go fully online? Is commercial real estate cratering?
No, I don't think so. With regard to retail, what I think is being understood now after months of stores being relatively empty is that the retailers that are going to do the best are those that practice what is known as omni-channel, which means to say they're both online and have a bricks and mortar presence. I hear a number of people complaining that they go into stores and there's not enough inventory, and a number of people want to get back into stores and shop that way. In addition, while many people have returned to shopping online, they will often return to store. And what a missed opportunity by the store if they don't have inventory when someone comes in and to make a purchase, an impulse purchase, and the inventory isn't there for them to do so. So I think omni-channel is the successful wave of the future for retail.
Okay, Gil Borok, CEO and president of Colliers U.S. Great talking with you.
You too. Thank you.